Hello everyone, good evening and welcome to Roma Theory. How are we doing? That defeat yesterday, I'm so pissed. I'm still very pissed from that game. And I'm sure everybody here is still pissed from that game. But at the end of the day, I think I've read far too many negative things. And I know it's a game that we should have won. And I know that it's a game that can change a season. But I've read way too many negative things. And yeah, I wanna discuss about this. Obviously, as you can read from today's title, the big topic is Paulo Dybala, as reported by Il Corriere dello Sport. Dybala wants to stay. Dybala is promising his future in Rome to these fans, to this team, and to Daniele De Rossi. So I'm gonna read an article, and then we'll discuss about that. And then there's been a rumor that was launched by I don't know what it was. I don't know the source, but. There was an article also describing how De Rossi already made an initial contact towards Chiesa. De Rossi apparently already called Chiesa to kind of tell him that he will be the reason that his career is going to be rejuvenated. And I do want to give my thoughts on that. But how are we doing? How is everybody doing? How is everybody doing? How are we feeling from yesterday's game? Are we still mentally knackered from that game? Because you know what? I've read far too many negative things about that game. I'm the first one to say that we should have won yesterday, and it was such a big game that bottling it, as we discussed yesterday, means under pressure again. But I have read far too many negative things. And look, maybe a lot of these negative things are being written by Mourinho-ass lickers, which, as I've said many, many times, I cannot stand. I think their football knowledge is about as useful as a chicken's knowledge. But yeah, I do think that they are exacerbating and they are dramatizing the entire situation without actually understanding and being honest enough that we are in this pressurized situation because of the points that the man that they idolize and that we idolized until a few months ago collected in the first half of the season. I am not the guy who is gonna point a sword at Mourinho, because I don't think, as much as I think Mourinho was to blame in the first half of the season, the blame shouldn't only be directed to him. But I think a big part of that blame needs to go to him, because when you collect 29 points in 20 games, then clearly you can't be happy. But yeah, look, as the title says today, I do want to focus on Dybala, then I'm going to focus on this little Chiesa thing, and then I'm sure we're going to have some comments about yesterday's game. So, yeah, do hit the like if you haven't already. If we could get 100 likes on this video, it would be great. If you want Paolo to stay, then do hit the like. Show him your support. By the way, look at this jumper today. This jumper is what you call class. Yeah, so do hit the like, subscribe if you're new, and I'm going to start off by reading a little article. It's by Il Corriere dello Sport, based in Rome, probably the most important newspaper journal in Italy about sports. A lot of the editors which write on it work around the Roma environment. I know that a lot of them attend Roma press conferences, very oftenly. So this is what the article says. Dybala wants to stay at Roma. He fell in love with this club, with its fans, and with a city that loves him and makes him feel important, on and off the pitch. He feels special, and what player doesn't love feeling that way? Flattery, as in any job, has a certain effect. And then the desire to play the Champions League again merges with the desire to stay in the capital. For this reason, Dybala has given wide availability to renew his contract with Roma and therefore to remain in Trigoria. His performances this season have been sensational so far. 15 goals and 9 assists in 32 appearances. Decisive performances for the chase towards 4th place. and to reach the semi-final against Leverkusen. The latest matches speak for themselves. Assist in the derby, assist against Milan in the first leg, and goal against Milan in the second leg. And now that Roma have begun to plan future strategies after confirming Daniele De Rossi as manager, it is certainly not imaginative to think that the call from the management could arrive to start talking about the contract renewal, which will expire in a season. The intention is to eliminate the termination clause, which will be reactivated next summer and which Paolo does not want to exercise if he has guarantees of a new agreement with the Giallorossi club. Among other things, his agents, Jorge Antun and Carlos Novol, were in Rome a few days ago, officially invited for Oriana Sabatini's Dybala's girlfriend's birthday, who celebrated 20 years old last week. Small party at home with a few friends, Harry Potter theme, and with a dinner in a downtown restaurant with friends. At the moment, no appointments have been set between Roma and the agents, but never say never, because every day can be the right one to start a dialogue that will inevitably take some time before arriving at the white smoke. So after the official renewal of the manager, who knows? It might be the Argentinians' turn too. Look, I think the priority is one. I think this article describes our priority very, very well. The priority with Dybala right now is not necessarily the extension of contract, because Dybala isn't running out of contract at the end of this season. He will be running out of contract at the end of 2025. So the urge of extending the contract, it would always be better if we can do it. The earlier we do it, the better. But I think that the urgency right now is not the extension, it's not pen on paper. It's finding an agreement to eliminate that release clause. That release clause is... whoever set that release clause should be jailed. That release clause is criminal. And in fact, I am very, very, very surprised that no team has triggered that release clause. Because 15 million euros, 20 million pounds for a player like Dybala. Okay, maybe in big teams like Man City, Real Madrid, Barcelona, he'd never play because of his fitness, but surely there are a few teams which thought about triggering that release clause. And the fact that a team could trigger that release clause and buy Dybala that easily, it gives me nightmares, because I don't understand how that value can be so low. I do not understand why that release clause is very low. The reason behind that is... The reason behind that is very simple. The reason behind that is that when Dybala joined, he went from Juventus to Roma, so he was worried that maybe it wasn't going to be the right move. Maybe, he was worried that Roma was not the same as Juventus, the Champions League. So he wanted to set a termination clause very low so that any team could trigger it. I think one of the reasons why no team has triggered that release clause is because of Paolo. Paolo loves us. Paolo loves this team. Paolo is in love with this city. He feels important, like this article has described. And I think Paolo wants to stay. Now, of course, the key to everything here is just like any other transfer market argument and debate. There's one key. There's a golden key which opens 10,000 locks. And that key is playing and having a guarantee to be playing in the Champions League next season. Which again, I'm scared to say, but I think it's an answer that we will not have an answer to this question earlier than the last game week of the season. It's that tight and it's that close that I think we will only know the day after the league ends, and the day after we have played all games, because it's so tight, it's so close, which is why the timing of this agreement to eliminate this release clause can be vital. Because if we can agree with Dybala and his agents to eliminate that release clause before the season ends and before we have a confirmation that we will be playing in the Champions League or not, I think that's where we should hit. Because, I'm just scared that no Champions League football next season means Dybala leaves. I can see it happen. I love Paolo, and I hope Paolo, renews. stays and keeps on shining her eyes. But I would also say, from Dybala's point of view, that a player like Dybala, despite all of his injuries, yes, but a player of Dybala's class and a player of Dybala's talent needs to be in the Champions League. So not being in another Champions League would be criminal. You know, it would be unjust. It would be unfair for him and for us. So I definitely think that eliminating that release clause is the priority right now. Again, basing a project and centralizing Dybala in it, I think is going to be a mistake. My opinion doesn't change. A few months ago to now, I still think we need to keep Dybala, but it's wrong to base a project around him. Because yes, he's incredible, and yes, he's the player who changes our games, but he's injury prone, and I don't see him with a Roma jersey for more than 3 years. So basing a long-term project around him could not work out. And in fact, it's not working out, because under Mourinho, we've based the project around Dybala, so that when Dybala was injured and when Dybala didn't play, no player had a clue of what to do to win games, because they were so Dybala dependent, Dybala dependent. So yeah, I just feel like it would be wrong to base the project around him. We need to keep him, but we need to keep him as the flashlight, as the lighthouse, as the symbol of this team. We shouldn't keep him to base and to build a project around him. That's definitely what I will add onto this. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. Again, I think this week, in fact, every single game is going to cost us the season. The more we win games, the more we've got higher chances of qualifying in the Champions League. The more games we lose, the lower the chances we get in the Champions League. I think, just like I was saying a month ago, the approach right now needs to be game by game. It needs to be mentally prepare for one game, play that game, and then start preparing the next game. I think if we start preparing multiple games in our mind, in our head, that's where the confusion starts kicking in. That's where the chaos starts kicking in. And ultimately, that's where we are going to lose the most points. So yeah, I just feel and I just hope and pray that we, as I said yesterday, are going to be playing in that Champions League. I can't control this. I can be here speaking, commenting, supporting, going to the stadium. I'm filming content for you guys. I can't. I don't have a glass sphere. If I could make us play in the Champions League, then I would have already done it. Yeah. With that being said, there's the other topic which I want to talk about is De Rossi, and rumors have it that De Rossi has already contacted Federico Chiesa. He's already called him and he's already told him that he, De Rossi himself, is going to be the person that is going to rejuvenate and start re-kicking his career. I think I can really see it happen. I think Chiesa under De Rossi could become an absolute beast. Because of the formation, because of the way De Rossi wants to play, because of just the awareness that De Rossi has around Chiesa. De Rossi and Chiesa know each other really well. They've got a good bond. I can really see Chiesa joining us. But again, just like we were saying before, what's the key to unlock this? The key to unlock this, just like any other thing, is Champions League football. If we don't play in the Champions League, then we will not be able to afford Federico Chiesa. We will not be able to afford Chiesa. So before calling, oh yes, I can rejuvenate you, which I fully believe Daniele can, because Daniele has rejuvenated Pellegrini, who he knew really well, Spinazzola, who he knew really well, El Shaarawy, who he knew really well. So it's very important to understand that he sees a lot in Chiesa. He knows Chiesa. He's already worked with Chiesa. And Chiesa's potentials are being limited by the way Juventus are playing. De Rossi and Chiesa can be a match made for paradise. But we need UCL, because without UCL, we will not be able to afford him. Just opening one last parenthesis here. Speaking about contract extensions, speaking about new additions to the team, I like to be positive-minded. And I would like to start this debate and start this little chat with in mind us being in the Champions League. I know it won't be this easy. I know it takes more work than me saying this. We need to deserve Champions League football on the football pitch. But let's say we do play in the Champions League next season. Let's say we do have an 80, 90, if not 100, if we're good with selling players. You know, if we're good at stealing money for Zaleski and all of these players when we sell them. Let's say we do have an 80, 90, 100 million budget. Call me absolute crazy. Call me crazy, because what I'm going to say next might shock you guys. But I have come to this conclusion seeing the impact and the games we play with Romelu Lukaku on the pitch and without Romelu Lukaku on the pitch. I would spend 40 million on signing Romelu Lukaku permanently. If 40 million is the budget that Chelsea asks, then I think with our good relationships with the Bowley board, and if we play with the fact that Lukaku wants to stay, and just like Lukaku's loved in Rome. Of course, you have those haters every once in a while, but Lukaku's loved in Rome. And the attendance at the airport which Lukaku received is the definition of this. So if the initial budget that Chelsea ask is 40 million, then I think we could easily lower that budget to 30 million. We can, because we've got good relationships with them and we can play on the fact that Lukaku wants to stay. 30 million for Lukaku, I would spend from my own pocket. I would spend blindfolded if I had 30 million in my pocket. Because we will regret not having Lukaku next season. We will regret not having a striker which changes the equilibrium up front. And I hate to break this. I hate to absolutely break this because I am in love with Tammy Abraham. But for the benefit of Roma, also seeing the fact that Tammy's coming from a very delicate injury that 80% of football players don't recover fully from, I would sell Tammy and use that money to buy Lukaku. I would, because Lukaku changes the game more than Tammy Abraham. Lukaku guarantees goals against small teams more than Tammy Abraham. And Lukaku just, I just feel like, I always try to emphasize this in match reactions, but we as a whole tend to not underappreciate what Lukaku does. Because I know that there are those games that Lukaku ghosts, but some games, the attitude and the contribution that he brings allows us to win games, the movements that he does. So it's very, 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 in my opinion, for the project that we should be building, I would spend 30 million on Lukaku. It's probably going to be a bit more because it's always going to be a pain in the ass to negotiate with Premier League sides. But I would spend them because I think it's good spent. I really would. And maybe I'd spend 30 million on Chiesa as well. If we've got a 100 million budget, then I'd spend 30 on Lukaku and 30 on Chiesa. And then the rest can all be minor but strategic signings. I don't want minor useless signings. This is very different. I'm not saying that, oh well, buy Lukaku, buy Chiesa, and then buy whoever you want. No, because that's the mistake that we've done in every past transfer window for the past 3 years. Oh, I'm going to buy Lukaku. Oh, I'm going to buy Dybala. The rest, I'm going to buy whoever I want to buy, and whoever comes up in my list. No. The other signing need to be strategic signing, and that's where the sporting director and the scouting need to be already here, because they need to know what project to follow, to search for scouts and search for talents. So yeah, that's what I would do again. But yeah, right. Let me read a few comments and then I will end the stream as always. Calling it from now. Simo's gonna say he's tired or he needs to sleep somewhere in this live stream. People were telling we can change the title next season. We can challenge for the title next season, says Himadri. Well, again, this is where I think too much negativity from yesterday's game. If anybody thinks, and if anybody thought that you could have given 100 days to De Rossi and ask him to win every single game, then it would not have been possible. De Rossi in 4 months of football has only lost 2 games. If we follow and base ourselves on the pattern that De Rossi has followed, we'd probably be 6 points from Inter. We'd be second place easy. Probably under Bologna. Maybe we'd be third, but we'd be third solid. This is where the excess of negativity is going to harm us, and the mediatic pressure is going to harm De Rossi. We came to yesterday's game having qualified for a European semi-final, having played 1 hour with 10 men against 11. And it wasn't any game. It was a game against the second best team in Italy, because the league shows this. So you can't ask that man for miracles. You can't. Which is why I just do not understand some comments that people are throwing out there. And these comments are coming from the Mourinho ass lickers. You know me, I can't stand them. I can't stand them. I genuinely can't stand them, because I think their IQ, not just their football knowledge, but their general IQ is similar to a chicken's. You know me, I like irony. I like making these live streams fun, because I think if we don't live with irony, then we'd all be depressed by now, especially if we're Roma fans. We need at the end of the day, we have to smile. And I just want to show you a few comments that I've read, because my guys, my friends, my brothers and sisters, I don't want to sound like a priest. Brothers and sisters, go to peace. I just rhymed that. No. But yeah, my friends, some comments that I've seen on Twitter are just the definition of I have nothing to say. Now, again, this guy, EJ. Jose Mourinho students schooled De Rossi sexuals in AS Roma. Then, Mkhitaryan left AS Roma to win the league title. Mkhitaryan, better player than DDR. Fact. I don't fit. I'm gone. Like, I will retire. I'm going to retire. What did this guy say? Hang on. Let's bring it back. What did this guy say? Mkhitaryan, better than DDR. Fact. EJ, shut the fuck up, EJ. Like, EJ, stick to DJ. You absolute moron. Who are you, EJ? Nwag Boso. Fucking hell. Oh my lord. This is the problem with society nowadays. This is the problem with society nowadays. It is. It just is the problem with society nowadays. Am I right or am I wrong? It just makes no sense. Why is this guy so mad? Like, what did we do to you? I don't get this. What did poor De Rossi do to you? I will never understand this. What did poor DDR do to this guy? What's his name? Ngwaboso. Hang on. What's his name? For the love of hell. Nwaboso. What was his name again? Oh my god. The level of idiocy. N-wag boso. N-wag boso. Man. Oh my god. Yeah. 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 Oh, yeah. Oh, there's a video of him here. There's a video of him.
Monday. It is always good time for me, and I want to use this medium to wish each and every one of you the best of week ahead. On Mondays, I try to bring in my best energy because it cannot determines the outcome of the week for me. Good morning, good afternoon.
Hang on. No. I like irony. I like irony. I like irony. I want to show you this. Can you see this? Can everybody see this? Yes. This is his video, lads. Hang on. Let me. Oh my god. So.
Good evening. This is EJ. Today is Monday. It is always good time for me, and I want to use this medium to wish each and every one of you the best of week ahead. On Mondays, I try to bring in my best energy because it cannot determines the outcome of the week for me. Some people have it differently. Some people have.
Mate, shut the fuck up, man. Would you shut the fuck up? On Mondays I bring positive energies. You just made me want to cry with your comment. And then there's one last comment that I just couldn't not clip because I like clipping things up. I've already sent this on the fan forum. Mourinho's advocate, aka Starry Bell, says Mourinho left Roma 5 points off top 4. Roma went on to appoint the best manager in history, play best football in their history. Ladies and gentlemen, they are now 7 points off top 4. Lol, what a progress. And then I out of curiosity, I was scrolling. This profile, and I was like, oh, I get it. It must be a 15-year-old who's salty, who really idolizes Mourinho. Until I came up with a picture of the person who runs this account. Are you ready for this? We are getting taught moral lessons by this lady. What's her name? Mourinho's advocate, Starry Bell. Starry Bell, you idiot. Shut up, Starry Bell. Shut up. Conclusion here is, would you shut up? Would you shut up? For just please shut up. Okay, I don't know where I've brought this. I just wanted a bit of irony, you know me. Dude looks like Bergwijn. In my opinion, instead of prioritizing Chiesa, we should first prioritize getting some wing backs who know the fundamentals of football, unlike Korsop. That's a good point. We definitely need. We definitely need new fullbacks. Roma's net worth is 460 million. I don't think we have the money either. It all depends on UCL. I really do believe that. Yeah. Lazio is winning. I don't think they're gonna go through. I think they're gonna. They might win, but I don't see them going through. They are winning 1-0 against Juventus in the semi-final of the Coppa Italia. Right. I don't know where I've brought this live stream to. I'm gonna end it here. Hit the like. Let me know your thoughts on Chiesa and Dybala's extension. Simo, I love you, but relax with this. I can't relax because you know what the thing is. When people attack my team, I get pissed, especially when they've got nothing. They just do not know what to talk about. Your channel has been growing so fast. You've been averaging 30k views on your past 4 vids. We love to see it. Thank you, mate. Thank you very much. He's African, his comment is irrelevant. I mean, no, we don't like that. But she's an advocate. Don't trash talk about her or she'll meet you in the court for defamation. Sorry. I'm gonna have nightmares of Starry Bell tonight. Bloody hell. Starry Bell in my nightmares. Never in a million years would I even thought of having Starry Bell teaching me football lessons in my nightmares while I'm sleeping. Hopefully that dream doesn't get bigger than that. Right, hit the like, subscribe. Forza Juventus tonight, I'd say, and I'll talk to you soon. See you, Mo.